Why is event process important? It is good to know the parents within your business of processes. Where does it sit? Where did it come from? So many of you have had me teach business, and I also run my own businesses. So I know for sure that if I do not have a market, I can have the best product, but I'm going nowhere. So first of all is to look at the market. So you want to grow your market and then grow your client database. And what is marketing? It is being able to anticipate the needs of people. Anticipate, why area people need bicycles because of the terrain of the land and what I need to open a bicycle shop. Labda naona hapa Migori magari ziezi pita sana zinge huko ndani mashinani. So I think I need to sell bicycles and whatever. Okay. That means I've anticipated the needs based on what I know on that market and decided to come up with a product. Sasa, when I've set up the shop, somebody comes and says, I want 2 bicycles for my family. What is the process? Unasema we chukua tu ulipe. How do I pay? And if I have any complaints, if it doesn't work within 7 days, can I return for free? Or can I get refund or whatever? Sasa you start thinking, actually, yes, it's not just chukua uende. You need to really think, what if they return? Or what if they are dissatisfied within 2 days or whatever? What if they want a refund? What do I need to do? Unaweza jipata kwa vitu kama hizo. So the marketing mix, what we call the P's, and any of you wale somea any form of marketing or gone to a marketing training, you know of the 4 P's. Those are the usual one: product, price, place, you understand, and promotion. But they added 3 other P's. So the traditional ones, as I said, are these 3 plus promotions. But then there is the things that were added to it. So physical evidence came because of social media as sort of evidence of your brand being somewhere. Whether there is place or no place, it's also seen as physical evidence. Then there's people. Obviously, we need people. It's a big P in an organization. Huwezi kufanya kazi peke yako. In fact, today I was just talking to somebody who used to work for me. Now she's come to do a different project for us, but just outsourced. So we were having a conversation early this morning over breakfast, and they said, Sarah, so you are running, you're telling me you're servicing 4 organizations in 1 week and you've not appeared there. I said, yes. I don't need to be everywhere all the time because I have the right people. And so all these things come together because there is a process. I like somebody put in the chat section today and said, processes, I want to learn processes so that I leave a legacy in my business. I want to learn processes so that I scale up. I want to learn how to create processes so that the business runs itself. So let's take a look at some of the top, what I call SOPs or standard operating procedures that businesses actually need and businesses actually use, because this is very, very important for our session today. I will start. This looks like a lot, lakini watu wangu, it is so important. And we'll share these slides. Just go pole through them. First, I want to talk about our core processes. Core processes ni nini? Ni zile all of us need them in one element or the other. Kutoka kwa kiosk all the way to a corporate, these things grow with you. Now, how you practice them, what you use, the tools and whatever can differ depending on the size of your business, but tuko na hiyo kitu. Number 1, and for the businesses that have ever coached and you're listening to me, you know I always start from the concept. So the first one is conceptualization. So many, as I've said, the ones who I've worked with, you know, let's go back to the concepts. Let's look at these products. Tell me how each of them became a product. Tell me how you plan for new products, how you will diversify within this product itself. Maybe you have a school and how do we create diversification even within a school or a nursery or a salon or a restaurant, you know. So we need to do some conceptualization. Na msiogope hiyo word. Tuende ni kuangalia tu tena, how do we plan now and say, okay, going into the next year, let's do better. Then the second thing is market. So the process of how you get to your customer. What are the processes in between? Now, number 3 of the core processes is the order process. And I have asked you earlier, and let's continue chatting there. How is your order process? So from the minute you receive that order, wewe bado unadilidali ndani ya business. Oh, what do we do? Do we have that? We don't know how to process the order. We don't know how to respond. We don't know what is a quote. We don't know what is, for us, like again in service business, and some of you are doing, maybe you're doing a rod. Najua nikiwa meet mlikuwa mnanipatianga very interesting businesses that you are in. Sometimes ni tender ama nini, so unaambiwa fill the tender documents, ama unaambiwa enda ufanye proposal ututumie, ama fanya quote yako na nini. Within the process there are some things you have in place and some things you don't have. Ujue hata uanzie wapi. Wengine wetu hata invoice formats, ile tuka invoice si standardized. Leo tuna invoice na email, kesho tuna invoice kwa WhatsApp, kesho kutwa tuna invoice na real invoice. Wengine tumekimbia tukachukua template ya mwenzetu, and maybe they are in service and me I'm in product, so it's not working. So the order process is what gives you, watu wangu angalieni hapa, cash. So it is so important for you to think which direction, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 of your order process. From the minute you receive the order, you process that order, you then distribute that order. There are some processes that you need to let go as you're growing your business and managing your accounts receivable. Some of us do, some of us don't need that part of the process. Tukisha invoice tunalipwa. Then looking at how you deal with demand. So as I said, part of growth is actually a growth of demand. Tukisema business ina grow, si ati nini ngapi, maduka ngapi, mavitu ngapi, manini. It is the demand has grown. So how do you focus? As based on what I'm saying to Rishmel first year, and even our product business first year, tuliona, kumbe, there's a certain season, there's a huge demand. And so, me, hiyo ni season yenye muenda on holiday. Nimechukua 1 month off. Do you know how many queries and orders we were receiving from the customer? But my team could not deliver. They were saying, no, Sarah has gone. No, Sarah has gone. No, because we didn't focus for that huge demand. So that you can also plan for how you supply either the service in bulk or the materials. Sasa wengine wenyu mnajua December inakuja na hiyo ni high season yenyu. Do you have an internal process of also to avoid wastage? Yeah? How do you get the science of it? For me, this is October. It's a crazy month for us. In fact, somebody in my business said it is because many people are closing their accounts, especially in service and training business, in November. So there's a big rush. October, November is a big rush. It is crazy. So if you don't know how to manage the demand, if you have not forecasted, and knowing when you're going into January, February, it is dry season and it is school fees season. It's inja, tunaitangaje sijui inja season ama nini. Hey, mukwe very careful. So you need to schedule how you're giving service, or schedule how you're producing, or schedule how you're ordering your things. Kama zinakuja kutoka ngambo, kama zinatoka Uganda, kama zinatoka wapi, kama zinatoka Nairobi, zinaenda Italia, ama zinaenda Voi. You need to now schedule how you're going to produce to be able to supply. So you need to understand the regulatory compliance, have an integral process, and your process needs to look at the law within it. Then look at any relationships you have with different stakeholders. Look at how, hey, let me talk about this one. Processes around managing information. Why? Mimi sinakwambia nimeiva juzi, because even within my own business, and regardless of how many times I have trained and taught people and everything, kuna mtu, you know the way you do tender processes, and tender processing sometimes requires all the information of the business. So mimi Sarah nakwambia I want to create a vendor profile for labda Nyambura on my system. Sasa naambia Nyambura, I want your business certificate, I want your KRA pin for you and all the directors, plus for the business. I want when you mmeshaona hizo documents when you're doing these processes of tendering or proposal or whatever, or vendor. Yeah, I want your 3-year accounts. I want your bank statements. I want the passport or the ID of each director and everything. So it happened to us. Cut the long story short. Why? Kuna mtu alienda akabeba tu hiyo drive yote without even thinking what is in that drive and who is sending. Akacopy 12 people. And this is a deal that you are supposed to send this to procurement. Again, with your processes, you need to define Who are the people who receive certain things? I'm talking about information management. We, si mimi naamka nakutana na email imeenda to the whole world with everything to do with my business, in and out. Unajua sema kutolewa laundry nje yote. And this deal went to a different side because I know people, and I've worked with people in procurement for very long. They will ask you to ideate, strategize, or do a product, put a quote, put everything, kumbe wako na mtu wao na watampatia kila kitu, hebu angalia hii, so wewe do your own thing. So you have to be very careful. Siniliiva kwa business, nilisomea watu. I had to bring them back to class to understand information management and the kinds of questions to ask to know whether it is the right time to send and what to send and to whom. And copying 12 people, really? So be very careful with where the information of your business has gone or is going. And then finally, it's also integral to look at how do we keep improving our processes. No, kama sasa mimi hivi vile nasema niliiva, maybe that is not the best way to improve processes, not the best time. I should have been able to see there is a gap somewhere. Why were people even in the drive to be able to access and send it all over the place? But we pulled back and we had to improve actually even the access to all our business information within the organization. Client onboarding and offboarding. This is very important. And all of you, all the time, you shinda mko kwa inbox yangu munaniuliza, sasa Sarah, you know those clients that they just drain you. Na tunawajua, we know them kabisa. Yani when you think of calling that person, ama dealing with that client, na unajua nakupatia pesa. See, we love them because we always told the client is right and everything. But unajua to to deal with this client, maybe I just need to offboard because they take up the time of dealing with 30 clients. This one client, na nakwambia wale kwanza, the less deal value, the more time they take up. Because wanajaribu count kila shilingi na kila nini, na they will want 10 phone calls, they will want 10 emails, they will want I don't know what to sort out one thing. So how do you do client onboarding and how do you do client offboarding, letting go of them when it's time? Number one, create a step-by-step. This is how we take on new clients. And for me, I have created a process how I take on coaching clients. I have created a process how clients can reach out to me for training. I've created a process in our logistics and product company, how you can place your order for the product, how long it takes. We used to say, we'll be ready in 3 days. Now we know it takes 3 weeks because we do international products and everything. So how do you onboard? So from the request, you look at how you solicit your client, how you then get the request, how you enrich that request, upselling at that point. The credit terms. Are you going to do credit or is it cash on delivery and everything? Any agreements again that are needed? Is there any legal aspect to it? And how do you set up that? Then we have to look at how you hire staff. So that is how you bring on board clients, then how you bring on board your staff. So these are the processes you need in the people. How you acquire your staff, how you train them. Nimekwambia lazima train in one way or the other, or take them for training, specialist training, depending on your product or service. Kama unanifanyia nywele kwa salon and you're high end and you're charging the client something like even 5K to whatever, then you need to train the staff or make sure they are certified and trained and still updating their skills. How you appraise their performance, you need to have a way. COVID, watu walikuwa wanasema tumie mgonjwa, I'm working from home, nini, hakuna performance. No, you need to have a process around that. Even if you want to fire people because they are not performing, your appraisal process is actually the evidence some courts need. And then how you compensate them, unawalipaje na M-Pesa, ama wanalipwa through finance, unawalipa daily, ama like for us in some of our business, we have maybe drivers, and drivers are like, madam, mimi nataka kulipwa weekly. Okay. Now you have to have that conversation and see whether you force them to do this or to do that. Then you have somebody else who is paid at the end of the month. Then you have some casuals who come in and do a few things and they're paid, on the day or after. And then you have your consultants who post each job. It's a needs basis contract. They are paid 7 days post completion. So you have to think about all those when you're looking at how you onboard your staff.